All right, welcome. We are inbound to Renton, putting our gear down. Been an interesting flight, putting it mildly. Coming from Anchorage. Let's get our landing lights on. Had to turn our pulse light off as we were descending through the clouds. Anyway, it's an interesting approach. And I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm actually just going to try to handle this.
Whiskey Bravo cleared to land runway 16. Wind calm.
Anyway, what happened was...
Cleared to land runway 16 Docker Tree Whiskey Bravo.
En route from Anchorage, the weather changed. And so I made an attempt to alter our approach, which seemed to be working until it wasn't. Because the AI did not want to let go of the original flight plan that I had put in. So here we are at 1,000 feet, and I'm in a situation that a person never wants to be in. That is looking for the runway. So I think we're going to have to... oh, I got it. Whew. Flaps. Gears down. Landing lights are... I'm sorry, autopilot's off. Anyway, we had to kind of improvise here because of the AI not being very cooperative. Luckily, we're VFR and VMC. Airspeed's good. Landing gears down. First time landing at this airport. 3 miles out. Basically, the original flight plan was to go into runway 16, okay? And then the weather changed, so I figured, hey, let's modify the flight plan in sim, which I was able to do successfully. But the ATC would not reroute me. I asked for a different approach, the whole 9 yards, and it just was not cooperating, no matter what I said. I even, as I said, I requested a different approach, the approach that, according to the active weather, was called for, but it just wasn't working. So we had to kind of improvise. And so here we... oh boy, you hate to see that. Anyway, we're on final now to runway 16. I see the poppy. Over, and so our glide slope looks good. So this is the first real challenge I've had in terms of things not going as expected. And assuming we land, then I guess we passed the challenge. But let me rephrase that. Assuming we land safely, I guess we passed the challenge. I see 2 whites, 2 reds on the poppies. Short final now. Glide slope looks good. Airspeed's fine. Glide slope's still good. 2 whites, 2 reds on the poppies. They're off to the right of the runway. finally seeing a little stuttering. All right. Back to idle. Floated a little bit there. Those reverse thrusters going. Alright, so anyway, for somebody who prides himself on doing things by the book, little frustrating that he had some AI issues here in terms of not being able to alter our flight plan in flight.
Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo, contact ground on ONE 21.6.
I've noticed this
Going
error.
to 21.6 Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo.
This error since the patch, going to ONE 28 instead of 128. What are you gonna do? All right, tune ground, taxi to parking.
Renton ground Dollar November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo, request taxi to parking.
Let's clean up the airplane.
November Tree 4 Tree Whiskey Bravo, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo 7.
Flaps in. Go to taxi lights.
To general aviation parking via taxiway Bravo 7 Dollar Tree Whiskey Bravo.
The hell is? Oh, guess we landed without our pulse lights. What are you gonna do? It's kind of a shit show, to be honest. Well, I guess I shouldn't complain too much. I mean, we're on the ground. We made it to the runway in one piece. Get over here to parking, and we are in Seattle, back in the lower 48. Find our guy here. There he is. Got it. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself here, but parking brakes on. Cut off. Fuel tank cut off. Our anti-icing. Everything else is off already, I think, yeah. Inertial separator. Sounds like we still got that fuel pump. It was a long flight, folks, I must say. I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, it was beautiful. It was uneventful. A little turbulence. Stayed above the clouds almost the entire time, 31,000 feet from Anchorage down here to Renton. But anyway, yeah, a little irritated because, you know, I want to be able to alter a flight plan in flight if I need to. And I did. I mean, I went to FPL and I added what I needed to add in terms of waypoints, removed the waypoints I needed to remove. And it was all grand, but no matter what I did, air traffic control wouldn't cooperate, which I was prepared for the fact that they might not, but I also expected the fact that the sim gives you an option to select another approach. I selected that. I chose that option, select another approach. I didn't want to land on 1.6 because I know that 1.6 is not the active runway, at least according to the prevailing winds. And it wouldn't let me do that. It just, I literally clicked select another approach and nothing happened via the AI. Select another approach, it just sat there. So I don't know. I guess the lesson is stick with your original flight plan, whatever it is you set up, and don't deviate from it because it's not going to work. But all things considered, we still got down on the ground and we're in one piece. There's a little, finally see some air traffic. Some of the areas I've been flying in have been so remote, I haven't really seen much in the way of other simmers out there flying around. Anyway, bottom line is we are in DC. We're in Washington State now, in Renton, and it was a good flight. Only the approach was a little screwed up, but we still, hey, got on the ground, and that's that's more than half the battle. That's the whole battle. Found our way to the runway, and it was an adventure as usual. That's that. Apologize for the kid noise in the background. They're my co-pilots. All right, that's that. Take care.